Can you hold the tension of opposites? People are becoming more extreme in their positions while projecting onto the other side, blaming them for everything wrong in the world. The hidden forces of this world use this polarization for social engineering and mass control via divide and conquer, while feeding off of all the delusion generated by humans via their projected identifications. Left versus right, woke versus conservatives, New Age versus Christians, feminism versus trad life and trad wives, pro-Palestine versus pro-Israel, truth movement versus sheeple, hope versus fear, life versus death, and so on. But there are also some people who do not identify with either side or any group, movement, ideology, faith, or religion. These people, in Carl Jung's words, are holding the tension of opposites. Can you hold the tension between opposites without identifying with either side, without any preferences of outcome, without likes or dislikes, without desire? Are you able to go beyond hope or fear, attraction or repulsion? Can you withdraw all projections, positive and negative, and stay with that internal friction in your body without externalizing, without blame or savior projections? That's where the rubber hits the road when it comes to the great work to transmute lead into gold, connecting you to truth, the divine within and without, which will eventually transmute the world. It is also the only way to prevent a global catastrophe, another dark night of civilization, and the fall of civilization as it happened many cycles before. This usually manifests as cataclysms, from floods, comet bombardments, earthquakes, climate change to solar flares, and wars, as the masses are distracted and look outside themselves as if the external world is separated from them. It's not an easy process, as I've experienced myself and keep experiencing. For a lot of stuff does and will come up that you cannot blame on anything or anyone externally anymore. Holding the tension of opposites is not to be confused with neutrality, apathy, pacifism, or the middle ground. It's not that truth lies in the middle of two opposites. It's not dissociation. It's not intellectual or philosophical exercise. The inner process of holding the tension of opposites will inevitably result in necessary suffering. It is what is called conscious suffering in esoteric science, to ignite the alchemical fire within, to give birth to the real I that stands above and beyond all opposites as an expression of the divine. In yogic psychology, it is an inner state of pure equanimity, as the true self and soul come to the front. This state of equanimity is also not to be confused with what the outer personality may try to perceive as equality. It doesn't mistake unity and oneness for uniformity, but recognizes difference. Holding the tension of opposites is a painful process. Hence, most people avoid it and project externally or look desperately for a group, movement, ideology, or belief to cling to and identify with. Or they jump from one identity to another. For example, from New Age to Christian, liberal to conservative, and so forth. This process has also nothing to do with non-action or passiveness. Quite the contrary. Right conscious action in alignment with the divine arises out of this process, less distorted by our ignorance, projections, and social conditioning, including unconscious wounds and trauma. In our latest podcast, my wife Laura and I discuss how we can heal this polarized world by being the ones who can hold the tension of opposites. We discuss what it means to hold the tension of opposites, how it relates to shadow work and individuation, the dangers of identifying with one polarized side, and how it relates to the esoteric law of three. We also give you practical prompts for working with the tension of opposites within you and much more.